Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Chelsea, and welcome to Nick and Chelsea's Gen Excellent Adventure,
where we chronicle 50-something parents of a 5-year-old as we move from the USA to the UAE.
You can also follow our journey on our Instagram page, Nick Chels Gen Excellent Adventure, or of course, type in the name of this podcast. If you have any questions or subjects you'd like us to address, go ahead and send them through our Instagram page.
In this episode, our main topic is going to be our exploration of Dubai's City Walk. We're also going to touch upon T's biking and scootering, another birthday experience. Spoiler, it involves toy guns. And a taco time versus shawarma debate. But first up,
the City Walk, which is a new area for us in Dubai.
Yeah, so we got a chance to go check this place out after T's Gaelic football this past Sunday.
Right. We often like to try a new area after Gaelic football.
Mm-hmm. And City Walk was something that I had basically heard about for two reasons. Number one, I knew that I was driving near it when I went to the Dubai basketball game at the Coca-Cola Arena, because it was one of the places that potentially I could have parked.
Is that how you knew about it?
Well, that's where I first sort of learned about the existence of it.
Okay, because I'd never heard of it.
Yeah. And then we are having a class picnic with T and his classmates this coming Friday.
Right.
And it's going to be at the park that is right there at City Walk. And so that's where I started to kind of explore a little more on what is City Walk and decided that, well, maybe this is a place we can go check out after T's practice.
And since it's basically in a downtown area, it's nice to figure out where it is and where to park before you have to go there for the thing.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a little scouting going on.
Yeah.
But also, you know, I'd seen enough about it to make me think we should go check this out.
Yeah.
So what City Walk is it's this sort of, I guess you'd call it, outdoor mall experience.
Right.
It's right
in a
downtown.
land of indoor malls.
Yes.
This is an outdoor mall.
Yeah, and it's right downtown. It's near the Burj Khalifa. It's basically right across the street from the Coca-Cola Arena. Mm-hmm. So it is in the heart of, you know, the district where everything is happening.
Yeah. And we were a little confused. Like, you're driving by and you're like, okay, this is part of it. This is part of it. You're seeing signs, and then you turn right past all these businesses, basically retail and restaurant establishments. And then you go right and you're like, oh, there's parking. And then you're like, oh, let's look for free parking. No, that does not exist. But the parking wasn't bad. The prices were decent. And once you park, you go up an escalator and you're kind of in the middle of a little bit of an indoor mall, like a tiny mall. But you basically leave the indoor space and go out into a huge area that I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah, I would call it kind of an upscale outdoor mall.
Yeah, it had like a plaza almost.
And yeah, and it's, you know, very artistic, you know,
yeah,
but
with
its
sculptures.
architecture, with the decorations. There's murals on the walls.
Murals were awesome.
There are you know, there's a fountain right in the middle of it, a big fountain.
It wasn't going.
No, but it would. And there was some, you know, they had the waterfall effect.
Yeah, and you could see
on.
There's light features in it, so I bet it looks really cool at night.
Right, and a lot of the architecture, like it had overhang stuff where
for
you're
lights,
walking, which looked like they would light up too. So,
yeah,
I bet you it's a pretty cool place to go look at night.
Yeah, and loads of restaurants. You could just keep walking and walking outside. You'd go down one basically almost alley, but not really an alley, but it felt like an alley. And it almost looked like they tried to make it look like England. Like it had,
right, yeah.
Yeah, it had, like, if you looked up, you were like, oh, the architecture here.
Well, it's the painting. They painted the walls
Yeah.
to look like, you know, the flats.
Yes, like the brick flats, and just kind of quaint. And then you'd go to another area and it'd be loads of Italian restaurants, and then lots of green, like plants and just greenery. And that was really pretty. And kind of hiding, if people were eating outside, they would have like this greenery almost hiding them from the people walking by. It was really lovely. I was like, more of this place. Can't wait to take our families.
Plus there was a Canadian university there.
Oh, right. Canadian University. I was like, what does this mean? Just Canadian University.
Yeah. It's the campus is right there in City Walk. So it's like these students get to hang out at the high scale outdoor mall. I guess in between classes.
I need to look it up because I'm still confused by the name Canadian University. I was like, wait, it's not University of Toronto or UBC or McGill. It's just Canadian University. Is this like a compilation of university? What does this mean? Anyway, it was cool.
Yeah. And across the street is the park that we're going to on Friday. It's called Al Khazan Park, and it's a City of Dubai park, I think. And it's supposed to be really, really nice. I mean, it's got this tower that's sort of the visual draw.
Yeah, you see it's like on the corner.
Yeah.
And then didn't you say it was supposed to be a sustainable
Yeah, I mean,
park?
we saw the
Loads of solar panels
and everything. And I believe, if I read correctly, that's sort of how they built it so that it would be self-sustaining.
Yeah. And this a side note on solar panels. We've talked about making that a topic here, but I don't think we know enough but to make it a full topic on our podcast. But we have often talked about like where are the solar panels here? You see them now and then, but it'd be really interesting to find out more about Dubai and just UAE's plan for renewable energy. I'm sure they have one. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they have one. I'd love to see it widespread because there is so much sun here. So much sun here.
Yes, my guess is that the solar panels here are getting a little more efficient than the ones on the roof of our house back in Seattle.
Yes, exactly. We bought into solar panels quite a while ago. Washington has or had, and the federal government had excellent benefits around that, but I'm not sure how it works here. So we should look that up. Maybe we will make that a topic once we've done some research.
And then also there's a thing called the Green Planet, which is basically attached to City Walk. I don't know much about it.
It's
you just heard about it from one of...
I've seen some pictures. I've heard about it. I think it's you wrote in biodome. What do we know about biodomes? Nothing. We've never been to one. I feel like some people might know more. You know what I think of it as, even though I've never been to them? The Amazon spheres. I'm like, is this the same as the Amazon spheres?
I think that this is not.
Okay, we don't know.
I think it's actually a place that you can go to.
And
we drove past it.
I think they're growing plants. They're growing things in there.
But it's definitely a tourist thing.
It's tourist.
People go in.
And you saw people in line to go in. Yeah, I mean, it's something we need to do. Maybe that'll be something we do as tourists with our families. We go to City Walk, we go to Biodome, or the Green Planet. Yeah. But it looked cool.
Well, and then one of the moms at Gaelic football mentioned it.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, when we said we were going to City Walk, she mentioned
yeah,
the
that's
Green
right.
Planet.
That's
right.
So
we know somebody who's got a kid T's age has gone to that.
Yeah. I think I might ask our other friend, one of the first couples we met here, first families we met here. I bet they've gone. Should ask her about it. Anyway, like there's lots and lots of things to do in Dubai, and we've done so little. Well, I mean, in comparison, because we haven't been here that long.
Well, and also a lot of the things weren't open until recently.
Yeah, it was too hot to do things that were outside, like wandering an outdoor mall.
I mean, for example, a big attraction here is something called Global Village.
Right.
Which we drive past every Sunday when we're going to Gaelic football.
Right.
But it didn't open until...
mid-October.
Yeah.
And then it was too hot for us. It doesn't open till 4 p.m. So that limits us because we're not going to go on a weeknight. We're not doing that with our kid. We really only can go on Saturday nights. Mm-hmm. Or we could go Friday night, I guess. So we just need to make a plan. But I think that's going to be a after break thing.
So in another episode in 2 months, you will get to learn about Global Village in Dubai.
It looks cool. And one of my coworkers loves it there. She's like, you must go. And I'm like, we will, but like later. Mm-hmm. So anyway, we went to City Walk, and every time we go to a new neighborhood after Gaelic sports, we always go and get lunch or brunch. It's not lunch. It's like a late breakfast. So we did that, and I was kind of excited because as we were driving by, I was like, Urth Cafe, URTH. I was like, that's from LA. I've been there. And so we went in. I was like, are you the place from LA? They were like, yes, we are. So I was excited. And we might have talked about the lack of American style chai in Dubai. We still have karak tea is a big thing here, and that's an Indian style tea that basically emulates what we know as chai at home. You can't get that, however, in the coffee houses.
Yes, I've been getting English breakfast or Earl Grey at most of the places if I'm going to get tea.
If you get anything, you usually just don't get anything. And I get my coffee and you get nothing, but you can, but they don't have what you want. If they had chai, you'd be getting a chai. Or if they had karak tea, you'd get the karak tea.
Yes.
But they don't. So anyway, Urth Cafe, being an LA spot, did in fact have a spiced chai. And it was good.
Yeah, I liked it. I was very grateful to have that rare feeling like I'm having the coffee experience from home here.
Yeah.
Because I don't do coffee.
You don't like coffee.
So I'm not going to get, any kind of authentic experience because I'm not going to have the authentic drink.
Yeah. Now, Nick has, in fact, tried coffee on several occasions, but I think it's been at least 10 years since you last had a coffee.
That's not true. When we were at the cultural center.
Oh, that's right.
I forgot
about that.
I had the Emirati coffee.
Why did you say yes to that? That was so fun. I think you just didn't want to be rude. You weren't sure. What can we say no to? But yes. Okay. The last time you tried a latte was many years ago and you were like, nope, still don't like it.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's been that long. I mean, like every 2 or 3 years, I see something that makes me think, well, maybe this one will be different. I'll try it this time. This time it's going to be different, and it's never different.
Because it's still coffee.
Always like, yeah, that's coffee, and I still don't like the flavor of coffee very much.
Yeah. So consequently, it was nice for us to go to this little cafe. Actually, it's not that little. We ate outside. It was lovely. We all got good food because they have quite an extensive menu. I got a yummy latte. You got a yummy chai. And everybody was happy.
Well, and then T was very happy with the giant coffee mug that they had just outside the door. So this was outside.
Right.
But just right outside the door. And it had to be like 6-8 feet across.
It's like sitting in a teacup at Disneyland.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean... Yes, I mean, I would say
there was nowhere to sit in it, but it was like that bigger size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he enjoyed going in there, and I mean, it's designed for kids to go into it.
Yeah.
And you can, take their photo and everything. But he had another agenda.
He was on a mission for some reason. He really wanted to clean that cup. We don't know why. He came and he was like, I need a wipe. Can I have the wipes? Actually, he didn't even ask. He just started digging in his backpack looking for the wipes, couldn't find them, and was getting frustrated. We're like, what do you need? He's like, a wipe. He wanted to take them all. We're like, one, you can have one. Then he did get 2. We relented, and he cleaned that thing. I mean, every time we went over there, he's just cleaning the inside of the mug.
Yeah. I mean, he was hard at work, and he was on a mission, and they should have paid him.
I know,
because he did some real work there.
I mean, we saw the disgusting dirt.
Yeah, that wipe was not white anymore.
I know. I mean, I'm not disturbed by that. That's a normal thing if you're in play area. But it was pretty funny. So anyway, they have a semi-clean mug now for people to play in, and T got his cleaning energy on.
The kids who came, after we were there, probably don't have to worry about picking up any germs.
Yeah, you're welcome. So anyway, after that, we just wandered around what we were describing earlier. It was so pretty. Eventually, we got some ice cream at this Lebanese ice cream place that we also have one here in El Barsha because I got it delivered once. And now I cannot. Oh, it's Bachir, Bachir. That's the name of the place. Super yummy.
Yeah.
Super good.
Yeah, I mean it's. You got a mandarin flavor.
Oh, so good.
Which, that's not a common ice cream flavor back in the U.S.
Yeah, it's really tasty. Very tangy. T got bubblegum. So I didn't want that. Every time he wanted a bite of ours, I was like, oh, with just a little bubblegum in it now. But yeah, he was happy. We were happy. It was good.
Refreshing because, you're in the outdoor setting.
Yeah, and it was getting hot.
It's better weather, but it still gets pretty hot.
Yeah,
and so
it gets humid.
So having a refreshing flavor, I think, was the perfect thing to have in that moment.
Yeah, and it was just a lovely space to be in. So looking forward to exploring more of that, figuring out what restaurants to go to there, because it's filled with restaurants. So many restaurants through all these little nooks and crannies that you wander down. There is also retail. That's mostly, I think, inside the indoor areas. But yeah, loads. I think we saw a Lululemon and a New Balance shop. So lots of chains. Lots of chains.
So yeah, so we had a a positive experience there at City Walk.
Yeah.
And I guess we can move on to our next topic now.
Yeah. So maybe some of you saw the stories this weekend because I got out to the pond park per usual with T, but this time we brought the bike.
Mm-hmm. As we mentioned last week, we finally put T's bike together, which we brought with us here from Seattle to Dubai.
Yep.
Had to take it apart and pack it up in a big box and put it on the plane. And it had been sitting out on our balcony for several months.
In said box.
But with the weather getting better, we decided it was time to put it together and give T a chance to ride his bike around here. So this week, he finally got a chance to give it a try.
Yeah. And first, he had a little bit of time to do that when he was over at our friend's house and you had to go bring him his helmet because we'd forgotten the helmet. And they were like, bring his bike. They just in that villa, it's just a little villa complex. They could go riding with his little buddy, who's 3.
Yeah. So the very first time he got back on his bike, he wanted to do it on his own to begin with, but was pretty wobbly. And the place where they were biking, it was a short and narrow street.
Yeah, not a lot of time to get going.
It wasn't, a place where you're gonna get a lot of momentum going.
Right.
I mean, it was probably a pretty good spot for trying to relearn again.
Right. And you're not around tons of people.
Yeah, but I mean, there were cars coming through, so that was one thing to deal with. Yeah. And there were 2 because he and his 3-year-old buddy were together and sometimes biking too close to one another because they don't have as good a perspective on how much space you need, especially when you're learning.
Yeah.
So we ended up borrowing a scarf to put under his arms to help, so I could help him stay up.
Right.
While he's
so
pedaling.
because we learned, and maybe we said this before, but we learned from some Instagram reel about helping him on a bike for the first time, like with pedals, where he hadn't been used to that. He'd been doing a balance bike, to wrap a towel, or in this case, a scarf, under his armpits around his chest. And then you hold on behind him and then he's stable.
Yep.
And then once he gets going, you can let go and he's fine. That just took him a few times when he first learned pedals. So now we're just kind of doing it if we need a refresh.
Yeah. And, it was probably twice down and back that I did it.
Yeah.
And then he was fine after that. But as soon as he got to the point he was fine, the 3-year-old was, okay, I'm done. I'm going to go play with cars. And so T was like, okay, well, if he's done, I'm done too.
Yeah.
So he just got a very short session in, but it was probably good to get that session in before he got the real first time back on his bike.
Yeah, because when I took him, he was nervous. He was like, bring the towel. So I brought the towel and we walked into the park.
And this is the pond park, correct?
Yeah, which I'd mentioned already. We walked into the park and I've got the towel. He is walking his bike himself. Like he wants to walk it into the entrance from the car, which is awesome. And he's already got his helmet on. We get there and I'm about to take out the towel and he just climbs onto the bike and starts walking the bike. Like he's got his feet on the ground and he's walking it slowly. And then he does that for, 20 feet. And then he just puts his feet up and starts riding. And I was like, all right, I guess we're not using the towel. And so he did great. I was so proud of him. He was determined. And he had that one experience, which was perfect with you, like practicing after 4 months of not biking. He's grown tall enough that his feet do fit the ground, because that's what made him nervous before, is that it was too tall for him.
Yeah, because we skipped a size on the bike. We thought we would go ahead and get a little more time by going up 2 sizes instead of 1, and that probably was the right move, but it did make learning on this one a little bit more challenging right at the beginning. Yeah,
and now he's grown, so it really fits him quite well right now, and it will last a long time. It was a good move to get this size. So I was so proud of him, because not only did he do something he was scared of, and he didn't need a load of encouragement, he just got determined. He also, without me asking, would ride ahead and I would jog, trying to keep up, at least so he was in my view. And then he would just stop and wait for me, which, when he's walking or running, that does not always go that way. So I was super proud. I mean, a part of that was his own comfort level, and part of it was he knows that's my need, like as his parent. So I was like, oh, he's been listening. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So we did 2 loops around the pond park, which means I got some really good exercise because I'm jogging half of that. And he also really, really enjoyed himself.
And let's see, just to give people perspective, I think it's 1.4 kilometers around?
I think so. Wait, is that right?
Because it's like 1,400 meters, right?
Yes, 1,400 meters. Yeah.
So,
okay.
So at some point, probably before too long, we'll get to the point where he's probably comfortable enough to go around and you can just sit down and wait for him to come back all around.
Yeah,
again.
or I have to get more comfortable with that. I don't know. I don't like the idea of not being able to see him.
Well, I mean, you'll be able to see him most of the way because it's just the pond.
Well, the bike lane is the farthest out.
Okay.
So you can't see that as well.
Okay.
And there's greenery and, all that stuff in trees and so forth. So like it's harder to see. People, it's safe here. It's safer. It's one of the reasons people live here, but I still have my American, where's my child? Where's my child? And I think most people would be that way. I've definitely have seen him move ahead, and some parents or other adults will look at him and then be like, where's the adult? I'm like, I'm back here. I'm still here.
Well, I mean, that's one of the challenges of the fact that he has a bike and we do not.
It's true. Yeah. And I do think we'll go biking together this winter. We'll rent bikes. There's places where you can rent bikes and we can bring his bike. We just need to what we need to do is buy helmets because they don't rent helmets because that's gross.
Well, maybe that's something we should dig up when we're home.
That's true. We have helmets at home. Good point. So we can bring those back. Anyway, so that was biking. It was amazing. And then we went home and we had a couple hours before this birthday party that he had to go to. And about 3 hours we had to kill. And we were like, we cannot kill 3 hours in this house in this beautiful weather. And also a child who will go crazy if we just sit at home. And try to do things. So we went out again. Just stayed in the neighborhood, and we opened up the scooter I had purchased, but we hadn't used yet. And he didn't even know he had it.
Yeah. I mean, this was a box that was sitting near the door for several days.
Yeah, like a week.
Which ended up being a piece of the furniture, basically. That's how it was being treated. There was like no curiosity about what is this box?
Yeah, he didn't look at it once. It was really funny.
Yeah.
Normally he's like, what's this? Yeah, so we opened that up, we put it together, and he was not as enthusiastic as I would have liked at first because he was like, is it an electric scooter? I was like, no. He's like, well, I don't want it. Well, we had a conversation about appropriate gratitude, but it was kind of a fun scooter. It lights up, not just on the wheels, but like all the way up the, what do you call that thing?
The shaft.
The shaft, yeah, from the base to the handlebars. And it changes patterns. So it's all like blue lights on a black scooter. But it's cute and easy to ride.
So he had a scooter back in Seattle.
Yeah.
So he had plenty of experience on scooters, but we didn't bring a scooter. Number one, it would have been pretty inconvenient. But number two, he'd grown out of that one.
Yeah.
He was at the very end of the life for him. So we needed to get something that was taller. And this one is taller, and it should be good for a while because it's got one more notch that it can grow.
It's a couple of years still on him, I'm sure. And so we did our first scootering around the neighborhood. As we've talked about before, we live in an area that is very up and down with sidewalks. So to get out of our space and to a sidewalk, you have to go down the road without a sidewalk or go through the dirt, which none of us want to do.
Well, especially with a scooter.
Yeah, especially with a scooter. So I carried the scooter while we all walked to a sidewalk, which is like a couple blocks away. Yeah. And then once we got on the sidewalk, he was good to go. And again, he was so great about stopping every time there was a driveway or there was an end of the sidewalk or end of the street. He did great. And I think he just really was so glad to be on wheels in multiple ways that day.
Well, one of the funny things is we get to the park and he has a pretty good memory. And he had mentioned, I think before we went, that we weren't supposed to scooter at that particular park.
He likes to point out the rules.
Which
including
is
to other people not following them.
Well, and interestingly, he's not what I would necessarily describe as a big rule follower himself.
Yeah, not our rules. Not our rules. But he does know the rule about a helmet is very important. It's not a rule here, but he knows that rule from home. He knows that rule from us, and he understands safety, so he doesn't really ask to not wear a helmet. Other rules, yeah, they're loose for him. But I think like society rules or things that he knows are bad, he could get in trouble for them in the world. Like he's like, it says I can't do this at the park, so I can't do this at the park.
And it's not that he's reading the sign, but he's seeing the pictures.
Yeah.
And he's understanding the pictures. This picture of a scooter with the red circle and the slash on it. Well, he had remembered that was on the billboard there.
Yeah. So we got to the park and we were like, okay, if it says no scootering, we can just go around the neighborhood. No problem. Because we want to encourage his desire to follow that rule. Luckily, it said no electric scootering.
Yeah. So he's good to go.
A good thing we didn't get that electric scooter he wanted so badly.
And good thing he can scooter. That's a perfect place to scooter.
Yeah. And it was the middle.
It's a perfect size.
Yes.
It's got the walking path that goes all the way around that is wide enough that if you're scootering and you're around people who are walking, there's enough space to be able to get past them.
Yep.
I've
seen people rollerblading there. I don't think that's allowed, but I've seen it.
So we're really grateful that we've got that spot nearby that we can walk to.
Yeah.
Or in his case, scooter to.
Yeah. And that park, it's the cat park. We didn't go to the pond park. We just went in our neighborhood. But the cat park is really crowded at night. It gets really crowded at night, as many parks in Dubai do. Like you'll see loads and loads of people at night. The cats come out at night. Like they're nocturnal. But in the daytime, in the middle of the day on a Saturday, it wasn't too hot for us because this is so much cooler than it has been. It was hot. So did we see another person there?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
It was pretty empty, at least. If there was another person, I can't remember them. So we had that park to ourselves. It was fun. Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah. So a good week on wheels for T.
Yeah. Very nice to get out there.
We were happy to see him enjoying and having success on these wheels after not having them for so long.
Yeah. And you could see him just feeling free, like happy to do this thing, like excited. Okay. So on to birthdays.
So as Chelsea mentioned, it was a very busy Saturday. So we had biking at the pond park, scootering at the cat park, and then T had another birthday party to go to for one of his classmates from school.
Yes.
And as we've mentioned, there's a whole kind of culture around birthdays here in Dubai, and it largely involves getting a lot of kids together at some location that is designed to host birthday parties.
Yeah.
And, there's different types of locations, whether it's we had one that was at the Children's Museum. We've had or seen ones at the soft play parks that are everywhere around here. But this particular birthday was at a location that was essentially kind of an urban laser tag facility.
Yeah.
And so this was going to be, let's be frank, this was going to be T's first experience kind of with a gun of any sort.
Right. Because we don't allow that in our home. We know that kids are playing guns and we're not there to police every kid, but we are not a gun family and we don't want to glorify them, and we're not shutting him down left and right if he brings it up, but he will use it in a way that he doesn't understand. I'm going to shoot you if blah, blah, blah. And we're like, we don't use that language. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how we talk about it. We don't use that language, and we will explain to him what guns can actually do, like why they're bad. So I know what you're saying, and kids play with guns and hopefully fake ones, but it's, we'd still try to make sure he's understanding of that knowledge.
Well, and here's where I bring up my Gen X nature.
Yeah.
As a kid, I grew up during a time when, number one, every kid played with guns.
Every boy and many other people.
This was when they were realistic looking.
Right.
I mean, I think back to...
I forgot that.
To some of the toys I had as a kid.
Like toy pistols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I even had like a water gun that looked like a submachine gun.
All of my water guns were definitely plastic, looking like, yellow plastic. But we played with those all the time.
I mean, the pistols were cap guns, so they made big, loud noises too.
Yeah, I think one of the issues I have is that now water guns are just these huge rifle-looking things. I'm like, could we just, if you're going to do that, could you just go back to the pistol-looking ones? You know, they're just simple. They don't have to drench people. It's just a little squirt. You know, like what's wrong with those?
So anyway, I mean, we've made an effort to kind of steer T away from guns as best as we can. But that's, you know, another example where the culture here is a little different than what the culture is back in the States.
Right.
I think that when you see parents and kids, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say in the States, in parts of the States, or some people in the States.
Right. We don't live in the
There's plenty
South,
of people in the States who would have the same sort of attitude towards it here that we seem to see all the other parents have. But it really does seem like it's mostly it's fine. The kids are just playing with toy guns sort of attitude here.
Right.
And when I think about that, I think of, you know, it has a lot to do with the fact that, you know, gun violence isn't a thing here.
Right. You never hear about it. I'm sure it exists underground here and now, you know, now and then. I'm sure it does, but because everywhere has something underground, but we do not hear about it. We don't know anything about it. Dubai is considered so safe. Like, you just don't worry about that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And thank goodness, like, that's a nice relief actually from home. Living here, that is something that you can put aside. Mm-hmm. You know, you hear about it. There's a shooting at home and you just feel devastated. And then you think, I don't have to deal with that here. I'm so grateful.
Yeah. And it, you know, in our neighborhood in Seattle, I mean, it was something that happened from time to time.
Didn't like it wasn't like we felt like we couldn't walk around our neighborhood, but it's just a known thing in our area.
And so, you know, I guess you felt there was a little more at stake in terms of trying to, you know, minimize the exposure to guns for a young child back in the US.
Right.
And because there's less at stake here, I think that people are a little more, you know, relaxed about it.
Right. That makes sense.
So we're the uptight ones here in Dubai for sure when it comes to the issue of guns.
Yeah. Which makes sense based on our experience. Mm-hmm. So moving on from guns, but the birthday in general he loved it.
Yeah. Let's just say that as a kid, I enjoyed, you know, playing with the guns, the toy guns. He loved it as well. He had this big, large rifle laser tag gun. I mean,
can we just do the pistols?
It was like his size.
Why? Why do they have to be so big?
And he really enjoyed himself at the party.
Yeah, it's like their military assault style.
Well, I mean, that was the style of this place. It was kind of a combat themed place.
Okay. Yeah, I was not there. So, Nick yet again handled another birthday.
The adults who are leading the kids around are all in their like fatigues, and you know it's set up like a urban warfare sort of setting.
Oh.
And yeah, there was one moment where they let the parents come up, kind of watch from above, and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And you just have to kind of breathe deep and go, different society. Yeah. Okay. It's going to be fine. He's not going to be permanently damaged by this. He's just like growing into new things.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So moving on to a slightly more fun topic. Let's talk about shawarma versus taco time.
Okay. Now, the important thing to kind of preface this is that taco time is a big thing for us.
Yes.
For those who don't know about it, taco time is, would you describe it as a fast food restaurant?
100% is fast food. It has a drive-through.
So it's a kind of in the Seattle area. There's a lot. It's
King County and beyond.
Yeah. But it's a popular and prolific fast food, I guess you would say Mexican, but it's kind of...
It's not Mexican, but Mexican people laugh at us
Northwest.
For that. Yeah. So Taco Time is a Seattle native who's not Mexican, who doesn't have Mexican heritage or Latin heritage. It is like almost a religion for them to go to Taco Time. Yeah, but if people move to Seattle from somewhere else, it is not. Mm-hmm. There are strong disagreements within those two factions. People will be like, I don't get it. And I don't know what to say except if you grow up here, this is a thing. This is a place that we all love.
I mean, a good example of how it's Northwest version of Mexican food is that it is not uncommon to get ranch on your taco. Ranch sauce.
That's so good.
Okay, no, you're not going to find that very many places.
Right. It's so yummy. They're also I think they're mostly organic ingredients. They mostly use local ingredients. They compost all of their packaging except for like the to-go salsas or hot sauce. Their hot sauce is really good. You can buy bottles of it. So yummy. Anyway, there's just like a lot out there. What do they call them? Tater fries now, because they stopped calling them Mexi fries because really that was like politically incorrect. They're not anything Mexican. They're also not fries. They're tater tots, but they're so good. There's just something about them. We love Taco Time. Yes. And T loves Taco Time because we probably went once a week at home. He would get a bean burrito. There's a kid's bean burrito and it's just beans and cheese.
Yeah.
Nothing there's nothing you cannot like if you like beans and cheese.
So we are a Taco Time family.
Yes, we are.
We all enjoy it. We will get it probably too frequently when we're in Seattle.
You know, my mom is a Taco Time person too, so I come by it honestly.
We are going back to Seattle here in less than a month now.
About 3-ish weeks, yeah.
And I think that's like the first thing on the list.
100%. Like we are staying at my mom's while we're there, and she lives very close to a Taco Time. First day, we will be going. Yeah. Thanks, Mom. Don't cook. We're going to Taco Time.
But so I guess what we've decided is the equivalent to Taco Time here in Dubai for us at this point is shawarma.
Yeah. Shawarma sandwich style. So yummy. I don't really understand the word shawarma. I feel like I see shawarma and it's not a wrap sandwich style. It's maybe just the chicken. So maybe it's how they make the chicken. You know, we really should have looked that up.
Well, why don't you describe exactly what we are interpreting as shawarma?
Okay, so when I get shawarma, it is basically wrapped in a thin bread or like a kind of a pita style bread. There's 2 different kinds of bread, but the shawarma is, I think, the non-Arabic kind, and there's another one that you got.
The paratha.
Yeah, that was maybe Arabic bread, or I hope I don't have that backwards. But anyway, both of them have this chicken. We do chicken inside, and then it's got chopped up pickles, or like sliced pickles, I should say, thin dill ones. And then I think this one that we got yesterday maybe had some potato in it. I couldn't tell exactly, something. And then a garlic sauce. That garlic sauce is so good. And then it's just, it comes all wrapped up almost like a burrito. And then we ordered 3 yesterday when we ordered some Lebanese food. And I got small versions so that we'd have room to eat some of the other Lebanese food we got. And we all 3 love it.
Yeah.
Like T loves it. You love it. I love it. This is so good.
I mean, it is sort of like getting a burrito at Taco Time. I mean, it's very similar in terms of the wrapped in paper. It looks similar with the pita being rolled up. It's, you know, the way you eat it is similar. So there's a kind of a direct correlation. There's even also a certain fast food sort of
you can get it. You can get, because you said you saw a food truck.
Well, so yeah, I was filling up the air in the tires of the car.
Yeah.
And the air thing was right next to basically a food truck that was a shawarma food truck.
Amazing.
Where you could get your 8 dirham shawarma.
Yeah. So there's, you have your typical drive-through fast food restaurants here. They're mostly chains from other places. I feel like Shake Shack and McDonald's and all that. But I don't know that there's drive-through shawarma. So it's like walk-up shawarma, though, is all over. And so there's a little cafeteria, they call it a cafeteria, in the little mini mall close to us. And so we might have talked about this before, but we have both gotten it there. And that's 8 dirhams. Well, the shawarma was 8 dirhams. The paratha was 9.
Yeah.
Either way, that's a very inexpensive meal, and it's enough. Like, you don't need more. And then we got it from Alu Beirut yesterday. That was our, what we ordered in. They have really good dips, like hummus and mutabal and other such things. And then they have a huge menu actually. But then the shawarma, equally good, a little bit more expensive. It's 11 dirhams for a smaller size. So it's a more well-known place. So I think that's part of it. But pretty much they're all good.
Yeah, definitely enjoyed it. And so I guess it comes down to, what are you? Are you team taco time or are you team shawarma?
That's a hard one. Okay, so I think I'm always going to be team taco time because give me some refried beans. I love them so much. I am happy for this substitution right now without a taco time. But the other reason I love taco time is because there's like 3 or 4 things on the menu I like, so I can rotate through them.
Okay.
How about you?
I think I would say team shawarma, but I think I'm really team paratha. Having had shawarma and having had paratha, I think I like the paratha
you like
pita
the bread
a little better.
Oh, interesting.
So I think you should try it.
Okay, next time I go.
When we go to that cafeteria again, because it was a little like crisper.
It does say cafeteria, but it's really like a tiny cafe.
And I really enjoyed it. And, I'd have to go back and try it again, which I will.
Okay.
But I might be in team paratha.
I knew you were going to say that. Okay, so moving on to our one recurring segment.
It's time for our Excellents and Boguses of the week.
I wish you could see Nick's face when he says that every week. Okay.
You got to get into the character, right?
You do.
We got to honor Bill and Ted.
They would be so proud. Okay, so what is your excellent for the week?
All right, so my excellent comes from just a couple of days ago. Actually, I guess it was just yesterday. So I go and pick T up from school because you had some work you had to do, because usually you're bringing him home.
Yeah.
And he comes out from the area where the aftercare takes place, and he's carrying this cup. And in this cup is a plant. And it's because his class has been working on a unit about the life cycle of plants. And so they had all put seeds into these plastic cups with soil in them, and they had watched them. They watered them, and they watched them grow over the course of a couple of weeks here. And yesterday they were able to bring them home.
So sweet.
And he is so proud of that plant. I mean, he wants to continue giving it water. He wants to take it with him into various rooms.
Did he water it today?
I don't know if he actually watered it.
We should do it because it looks a little dry already.
Yeah. But he really is appreciating it. He notices when it looks like it's not doing well, and so he gets concerned if it's looking like it's drooping at all. But
he was holding it up to a lamp. It needs light. Because it was nighttime. I was like, it needs real daylight. It's that I see what you're doing though.
But what's also kind of makes it a real excellent for me is that this is the first plant life we've had in our apartment here.
Yeah.
And, we had not a lot of plants back in our house in Seattle, but we had a few.
Well, we had a garden window. And so that was where our plants were. And partly because we had a pretty small house. And so it felt like every open space was filled with like furniture. And we also had a cat. So I didn't totally trust the cat, who liked to jump on said furniture, to not knock over a plant. So we didn't have a lot of plants. I've had houses with plants before. That was the least amount of plants I'd ever had. But it is a little strange to be in an apartment with 0.
Yeah, but now we have one.
We have to keep it alive.
But it's just the symbol.
Yeah.
The symbolism of having plant life in here, trying to help clean the air a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though it's a small little thing. Just the idea of that, it makes me feel better.
Me too. It helps with we have air purifiers in our rooms because that's something you need in Dubai. And this just gives you that natural way of helping clean the air. We need more. We should probably figure out a way to get more.
Yeah. Especially now that we don't have to worry about any animals eating or knocking down.
Right. I forgot. Eating the plants was probably going to be a bigger issue because I had cats who ate plants before. Yeah.
Okay, so that was my excellent.
I love
Chels,
it. Great, excellent.
What's your excellent?
Okay, so my excellent was doing the outdoor activities with T on Saturday, and then you took him to the party. Thank you so much. And I went on a walk with my friend, and it was a very long walk because we decided to walk to the hotel our parents were staying in and see kind of how far that was.
So give them an idea of how far it actually is to this hotel.
It was like 35 minutes.
No, I mean, it really, how far away is it?
Oh, it's so close. Like we can see it. And it is just across from school.
Yeah, it is across the street
from school.
Your
across,
school.
But the street is a highway. And so it's not really across the street at all. And there's one crosswalk nowhere near where we are or where the hotel is. So like into the neighborhood, it's in a neighborhood called Barsha Heights. Into that neighborhood has like one pedestrian entrance from where we live, and it's so far away from where the hotel is and really quite far from where we are. So I would never have known how to do that without my friend who has figured it out through, like she said, when she looked it up on maps, it gave her a much longer way, and she looked at it more carefully on her own and figured it out. You have to go through construction and between schools and this and that, but she figured it out, and she goes to a gym over there. And so she was like, I was just following her, and I was like, we are definitely never walking over there with our kid, and we're never letting our parents do that to us. So towards us. So we'll just be picking them up in a car, and that's fine. But the reason I say excellent is because I got over 15,000 steps on Saturday, and I felt so good about it. I was like, I was outside all day. And I got so many steps in, and I don't count my steps, but I just had to look after that because I was like, I have been moving all day long. I'm feeling good. Like, how many steps did I get? Because I'm not totally sedentary, but I don't have a standing desk at work. I am sitting all day, and I only walk across the street for work. So now, because we've been doing Run Club with T in the mornings the last 2 weeks, and because of like being outside again more, it suddenly feels like, oh, maybe I'm going to be getting a little bit more of my workout on. This is nice.
Okay,
I like it.
Getting in shape.
Yeah.
Nothing more excellent than that.
Yeah. Maybe not in shape, but maybe not visibly, but at least like feels good.
Okay.
Okay. So what is your bogus?
Okay. So let's go back to City Walk. So City Walk is, like we said, it's an outdoor mall, but it is a mall. Mm-hmm. And
with some indoor spots.
Yes. But in every mall, there are multiple kiosks in the middle of the walkway. And there are two things that are always being sold in those kiosks. One, there's usually somebody selling property somewhere.
Yes.
And then there's going to be somebody selling perfume in Cologne.
Yes.
And one thing that T has really picked up on is he will go get the samples of the scents at these perfume
loves
counters.
it. He's obsessed.
Well, we were at the City Walk, and he's going up to this one kiosk, and the guy there says, "Oh, do you want me to give you some, or do a not just a sample, like give him a little scent on?"
So, for example, the sample is usually they spray it on a little piece of paper.
Yeah.
It's like a thick piece of paper, like cardstock, and it's thin.
Yeah.
It's not thin paper, but it's a little narrow piece of paper. Mm-hmm. And that's the sample.
Right. Yeah, that's no big deal. But
yeah.
So he asked me, is it okay to give him some? And I was like, sure. I think he's probably just going to put a little squirt on his wrist or something like that. Mm-hmm. No. He sprayed his entire torso.
Oh my gosh.
And he was wearing a jersey from back in Seattle, from one of the soccer clubs that he played for.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, did that absorb the scent.
This fully polyester thing.
I have since tried to wash this shirt. Oh. I put it through the washing machine, didn't do anything. Put it back through the washing machine again on the long cycle, so like a 2 hour and 40-minute cycle.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
With bleach. Did not get rid of the smell.
Are you serious?
Absolutely serious.
Oh my gosh.
I am like,
okay, so next time you're gonna stain stick it for 3 days.
Yeah, I don't know what the next step is.
Wow.
But
OxyClean let it sit in OxyClean.
the next step is no more saying yes to
Yeah.
the people when they say, can I
only a
give him
sample,
some?"
please.
Yes.
Only a sample. That is really interesting. Yeah. So imagine walking through a department store perfume section and how everyone there is like offering perfume. We haven't really been to a lot of department stores here, so we haven't seen that. Have we even been to any department stores here? No. So we don't know what it's like in those, but this is like taking all of that and just distributing them through the mall hallways, like between other stores. And they're everywhere. And T will stop at every single one of them to get samples. And they're very sweet with him. People love kids here. So they're very sweet with him. And they accommodate him. And then he will come up, Mommy, do you like this scent? Yeah. I never like the scent because I don't wear perfume.
Right. Yeah, it's always, ooh, that one's strong.
Yeah, that's usually what I say. I never say yes. And then he's like, Mommy, you can get one too. I'm good. Last time I was like, T, I actually don't like perfume. He's like, why? I'm like, I don't know. I just never really have gotten into it. I like a scented lotion, but I'm not a perfume person. Anyway, so yeah, that's a strong scent.
Yeah.
Where is the shirt?
I folded it up and put it into his drawer, but
So all his shirts that are for working out or for Gaelic sports are going to smell like a perfume cologne now. That's funny.
Okay. So anyway, that was mine. How about your bogus?
Okay, my bogus is only like a half-hearted bogus. It's not a real bogus, but basically the last 2 weeks we have done the run club and that's been really fun. Going to work sweaty, less fun. So it's not like I can go to the run club and then have time to shower. I do not. So I am running usually 3 laps is what I feel like I can get in before I have to go to work. I'm still late to work, but not like crazy late. And then I have to go upstairs and change my clothes and I'm just sweaty. I'm sweaty and I'm red and I might have washed my hair the day before. It doesn't matter. I just feel kind of gross. And I'm like wetting down paper towels and trying to like dry myself off a little bit. So that's my semi-bogus.
But, you are participating in the Dubai Fitness Challenge.
That's right.
So is it really a bogus?
No, it's no.
Yeah.
It's also not a bogus to do this with T.
Yeah.
Like I think that's fun. And the 3 of us are going over and we've never done that before. It's always been me and T, which I like. But because of this, you're helping get him to school.
Right. Because usually you take him and then you're able to drop him off in a little section that they have for the kids to hang out in until it's time to go to class. Because you have to start before they open his classroom.
Right. Like 10 minutes before. But they open this area and they have it staffed for people to drop their kids off. And that includes not just employees, but also parents who aren't employees can do that too. So we were doing that. And it was funny because it took me a few weeks to realize, why did this empty out so much? Because it used to have quite a few kids and then it's been totally emptied out. I think it's because the run club.
Right.
Yeah.
And run club goes until classrooms are open.
Right.
So that's why you kind of have to have me there to finish up run club with him to get him from run club to his class.
Right.
After it's all done. To be quite honest, I think he'd probably figure it out himself if he was on his own.
Yeah, but they don't allow that. He's too young. They won't allow that. And rightfully so. So anyway, it's been nice to do the run club. I don't like being sweaty at work, but it's fine.
Okay, so I think that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you again for listening this week. As always, you can send your questions to us through Instagram. Please do. You can also find us on YouTube now as well.
Yep. And we don't have video on YouTube, sorry, but we do have the podcast there for those who like to listen that way instead.
And as always, be excellent to each other.
Have a great week, everyone.